Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about Goose Chase. I think Goose Chase helps students get into situations where they might have to resolve conflicts and build relationships with people in a cooperative setting. As I said before, Goose Chase is a scavenger hunt app. Now, the one thing that you're going to have to do to make this happen is people are going to have phones. So, or iPads or an iOS device. And it's going to have this app on it, and they're going to have be given a join code, and then they'll have to go through these tasks for this goose chase, this wild goose chase. That's why it's called what it is. So keep in mind that this is a group activity, and you wouldn't need many devices. You could use an iPad and put them in groups of 5, or however you want to do that. It could be done at a different time as well. The reason I say that you could put them in teams is because of the pricing, and I wanted to show you that you can have up to 3 teams per team game for free. So you could have the game rotate, have 3 teams, and then play it again, and 3 teams, and play it again, and 3 teams. You can do it 3 times. Basically, the 3 means like up to 3 players per individual, up to 3 teams per game. 1 live game at a time, so you can't do multiple games. So you can't do 3 over here and 3 over here, which makes sense. But you can't have unlimited missions. So I feel like the free version will do you really well, because you have everything that you want except for the 8 teams, 20 teams. And then you have some extra things down here, submission downloads. So like if you want them to download something and then submit it to you. But let me show you what it looks like. A long time ago, had a game that I created. So I want to show you that. When I went to my games, also, it's not single sign-on. You have to create this, so that's fine. You're not making the students do this part. This is you creating the Goose Chase, the journey, the game for them, and then the students will get a code on the device. They'll punch that into the Goose Chase app, and then they'll go through the scavenger hunt. So I decided that what I was going to do is go here and click on the old game that I had, and you can see that it's going to walk me through all of these things where I have game info. And in that game info, I upload an image, I put in the words, or not yet, sorry, and then the game name, and then the description. So this is all the information associated with that game. And then each mission, so everything that I work on, I start out with, I give them 400 points with this. I say, take a picture of your group demonstrating how each of you feel and submit it. And I put an image there to kind of demonstrate that. The Google Docs, explain one thing that has changed with Google Docs since you started using it. And then they're going to submit something there, either a text or, and it looks like I did have them do a document where they had to type it up in a document and submit it. Google Drive organization, take a screenshot of a Google Drive folder hierarchy that demonstrates good organization. So this was a Google class that I was teaching with teachers, and I wanted them to prove that they could do these things after we had gone through the initial training. And then so on and so forth. So you can see the Google Classroom option, and then the group was called Igniters, Unite. And then I told them to write 2 sentences that accentuate the positive aspects of working with technology in the Spark. So it was specifically geared towards this group. Now, this was actually a relationship building exercise as well, but I also wanted to check in and see what they did know. So you can see how I am integrating this within my already built curriculum. It was at the beginning of our mission as Igniters, as our little train the trainer model. And I wanted them to get to know each other a little bit better, get into groups, and go on these scavenger hunts. And not only were they figuring out, oh, what are the new things, but they were getting to know each other through deciding who's going to post what, pictures, setting up where do we go, how do we get that from this computer to the device, do we do it on the phone? So they were making a lot of decisions as they were going through this. So let me try to show you how to create a brand new game. So I hit new game. And this is the game info. So I just go through here and I upload image. I'm going to use, and it tells me what to use. I'm going to try this one because it is a square image. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to give it a game name. So I'm going to call it Exploring Social Emotional Learning. I can give it a description. We will explore many tasks to develop better relationships. I would get better at that, but relationships. I'd get better at that as I was taking my time. Optional for location and password. I don't like to use passwords on Nearpod or Educreations or Goose Chase or any of those things because I don't have a good memory. So I just want people to be able to join it without having to worry about a password. The join code is big enough. Okay, so there's that. So now after I put all in the general information for my game, then I'm going to hit this blue button down here, save and continue. So I'm going to add my first mission, and you can see there's that side panel again. So now that I'm in my missions, I'm going to go up here and add a mission to my list. I can also go back to some mission banks, either mine or Goose Chase banks. So you can see which ones that they have in there. Karate Kid, take a photo or film a video of 2 team members play fighting and show off their martial arts skills. So they do have a built-in bank of missions. Find 2 black cars side by side, prove a well-known mathematical theorem or on a chalkboard or window. Okay, so it's really neat, the mission banks that they have built in there. And then I have my previous ones that I can go choose from my game and pull those out. If I really like mine, the first one about showing, taking a picture of the group and showing the kind of emotions that you're in. Now the missions, you can either do a photo or video mission, a text mission, or a GPS mission. So what they would have to do is they would check in at that location. So that's all you have. So I'm going to show you the photo one. And we're going to call it Getting to Know You. And then how many points do I want it to be? And then mission description. Ask each group member the same question and write it on a piece of paper to reveal the answer in a photo. So what they're going to do is take a picture of everybody answering the same question. I would explain it a little bit better. I can attach an image. I can attach a link. The image, I could show what I'm doing. I could say, example, my question was, what's my favorite place to vacation? And then I can have an image of me holding up a picture of West Coast, Portland, whatever. And then you have some advanced settings where I could put photos and videos, photos only, videos only, photos and videos can be uploaded. And then do I want it to be shown in the feed or hidden in the feed? So do we want participants in different groups to be able to see each other's submissions? I think that'd be cool to show it in the feed to allow them to see it. Okay, so that's mission 1, and I'm going to hit Save Changes, and I'm happy about that one. So the next thing that I'm going to do is go up to Add a Mission, and I'm going to do text, and this means they have to respond with text. The first one was either photo or video, and I chose both. So solve this math problem. And they all have to work together to solve that math problem. And then I would put the math problem here. And it could be something that's a scavenger hunt that leads them through the school, through the classroom, that kind of stuff. Accepted answers, nope, I'm not going to do that. I could attach an image. Maybe it's an image of the math problem or a diagram or something to help them. And then, of course, we have advanced settings, hidden in feed, show in feed, so that, again, they see each other of what they're seeing each other do. So I like that. I'm going to hit Save Changes. Super simple so far, right? And then GPS mission. This one would be fun to do like a riddle. So riddle me this. And then I give them a riddle to find a certain place in the school or outside, or depending on where we're conducting this. Again, point value, and then find this place. And then I can set the location, and then I would have to allow it to use my location here, and then I would find that mark on the map and punch it in there. So I would set the location on that place that I wanted them to GPS to find and put in the riddle in the destination. Okay, so that's that simple, where you just hit, and I didn't make a valid location because I kind of stopped at knowing where I was. But there you go. You can add all of those things in. Okay, so I am done with my missions. I'm done completing my game. I could go over here and do the start stop. So start the game and say when I'm going to start it, when I'm going to stop it. Mine, I had it starting on a certain day and then going for an hour. And then it was ending on that same day. Manual or automatic start and stop. That's the one where we're going to put in the start time, date, and end time. So if I go back to my games, okay, so I misled you on the starting the game thing. One of the things as you go down game info missions, the game script was created through the missions. But another thing is participants. So when I click on participants, it will allow me to either do the team or individual. I talked about that at the beginning, but I also said that it would be given a code. That is incorrect. It's the title. So whatever title you've given it. So you can look at the step-by-step instructions for the how they're going to load it. They would load it on an iOS or an Android system. They choose to play as a guest, or they could register an account, but I think guest is probably the best way to do it. They would then look for the game code, or they could look for the Explore Social Emotional Learning, and then they would follow the little script on the screen, the little prompts on the screen to go through it. So I can give these directions to my students, or, it's super simple. They'll probably figure out way before I even get there. And then when I hit starter stop, and what I basically did on the starter stop was I said manual, and I just started it right now. I could have said, oh, I know I'm going to have this meeting tomorrow night from 6 to 7. So I could have just done the automatic, like automatically start. And then I can stop it here, reset to draft, and then pick the date, the 13th, 12 p.m. And then it ends at, whatever time it ends there. Okay, so that is Goose Chase. Again, you're creating the account. It's not single sign-on. You're going to create the scavenger hunt. You're going to build the mission for them, and you're going to have to have some iOS devices or Android devices for them to be able to put the Goose Chase app on it, and then search for your game name. So as soon as they find that game name, because it is live, then they can join that scavenger hunt. I think this is a great way for students to build relationship skills. Put them in groups. They have to cooperate with other people, coordinate finding those answers, leading them through that scavenger hunt in Goose Chase. So hopefully you're able to create your own missions and games within Goose Chase. And if you have any additional questions, you can always request those via email, and I will give you more detailed instructions on how to do that.